Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today I wanted to make some quick and easy cards, and for this card I used the Alphanumeric bolt and a brushstroke die set from Holtz. So I'm starting out with cutting some letters from some golden metallic cardstock, and every piece of cardstock that I use for this project will have some double-sided tape on the back. So for the next steps, I will use some Distres white heavy cardstock and some Distres inks in the colors Rye Persimmon, Candied Apple and some Kitch Flamingo. I seem to lose some footage during editing, but that's okay. Just put some droplets of the Distres inks that I've mentioned before on your silicone mat and mix it with some water. Dip your paper in it and dry it with a heat tool. Repeat the process until you're happy with the results. Just one little tip, don't throw all your cardstock away. There will always be another project where you can use the little pieces for, and just save them in a box and put them away somewhere in your storage. For the next step, I will use some picked raspberry and Kitch Flamingo. Be sure that when you do this technique, you will keep the warm and the cool colors separated so that you don't end up with muddy colors. I have a question, and I've been playing with this for a long time and I haven't made any decisions yet, but I want to do a 3D mixed media project for the holiday season, and I don't know for sure if it's going to be a Christmas or a Halloween thing, but the question is, would you prefer a long video from start to finish, or would you prefer a weekly or bi-weekly update from the project that I'm working on? Because there's just no way that I can do a 3D project in just like 1 hour. That's just not gonna happen. And yeah, let me know what you think about it, and put your comments on in the description box underneath the description box below. And yeah, I would love to hear your input. So I'm still busy with the die cuts. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it's just so much fun to do. And the sky is the limit. You can do so much with these dies. You can mix and match with the other brushstroke dies as well. And just you do you, and just be creative and have fun. I think that's the most important thing. Just have fun with your dies, and the sky is the limit, really. If you don't have distress inks, use any kind of other coloring mediums that you have. Use your coloring pencils, your markers, your acrylics, your watercolors. Just be creative and play. Here I'm using my vintage photo distress inks, and I'm going to brown all the edges. It will give it a nice vintage look for my card, and it will match perfectly with the background. So finally we are going to work on the background. And for the background I'm using some Distres Oxide sprays in the colors Walnut Stain and Vintage Photo. Before we're going to emboss it, be sure that the cardstock is completely dry. I just spread some water on the dry cardstock to give it some more dropping effects, just because I like it. Make sure again that you dry it completely. Okay, and now we're coming to the stamping part. And I used the Vines and Roses stamp set, which is also from Holtz. And I put a sticky grid on the on my stamping platform just to hold my cardstock down so that I don't have to use the magnets. And here I'm stamping with some Distres embossing ink, but you can use any embossing ink what you have. As you've noticed, I'm not using any anti-static powder. I just don't like the white residue that it gives on the paper. And besides, it's just for the background, so it doesn't need to be perfect. So after the embossing part, we will go back to the flower and assemble the flower on a card. So from here we're going back to the flower and put the die together. And I start with the middle part, and from the middle part I go to the smallest die cuts. And you guys, I've been missing my die pick, my Tim Holtz die pick, for a few months now, and I still can't find it. I have no clue where it can be. So I'm using my pokey tool, and well, it's better than nothing, right? I know it's somewhere, but I just can't find it, and I refuse to get a new die pick. I just won't do it. There's the little flower. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I made 4 cards with these dies, and after the video you will see some pictures from it. I like to stick the die cut parts on my hand. I don't know why I do it. I think it's easy for me. It works. There's the background. And now I have to organize everything on the background. Starting with the smallest leaves, the greeneries. When you're assembling the flower on a background, just keep it very loosely so that you still have some wiggling room to rectify any mistakes. So here I'm using my letters. I think it matches perfectly with everything else that what's going on. But you can really use every sentiment you have. That's why I love flower die cuts. They're so versatile. And we're almost done, guys. I think that I made like a couple of cards with these die cuts, like 3 or 4 cards. They're just so quick and easy to make that they're just, yeah, made in like 1 hour. Maybe less than an hour, I don't know. And for the basics, I used a brownish brown, it's just brown, cardstock and some double-sided foam tape, and then we're done. So guys, I hope you liked the video, and I hope to see you the next time, and be sure to leave a comment, that would be nice. And yeah, have a nice day, and until the next video, bye bye.